Hello and welcome to day 26 of the Gratitude Experiment. Magically transform mistakes into blessings. My name is Amanda Sellers, and I am so grateful to be with you today. Today, we are talking about magically transforming mistakes into blessings. And sometimes it's a little bit more challenging to go into something sticky. Like I personally enjoy when we get to sprinkle our magic fairy dust on everyone we encounter. It's much more fun, light. Sometimes getting into facing mistakes that we made, taking accountability, it can be a little uncomfortable. But from what I think that, we've learned so far is that when we dive into this stuff, when we have our hard days and our fun days, it's all part of the process. And it can't just be, like it actually, it makes the sprinkling of the fairy dust more profound when we've faced the shadows and we've, maybe let some things go. It makes the fairy dust more powerful when we've let go a little bit more of this side, so to speak. So we're not suffering because of our mistakes. We're suffering because of how we remember them, how we are replaying them, or potentially the shame and the regret that we place either on ourselves or others, and then we replay it like a loop. And isn't there some fact where how we like take a story and embellish it, and like the way that we retell it over and over, it's not even factual anymore? It's like it's gone on such a direction that it's just been given this meaning that we give it and ruminated over it. And then it's so far gone from really what happened. We lost track of actually, the mistake that could have been erased fairly easily, or the pain or the hurt or the shame. And then we stay stuck in that identity. So today we're looking at a mistake and we are turning it into a lesson and what we can be grateful for from it. We're not bound by our past. We decide what it means, and we get to rewrite it, change the meaning. So, can we think of a mistake that we have made? The mistake that she gives in the book is, say that you got pulled over by a police officer for speeding. And you're mad because now you have a ticket, and you're mad at him because he pulled you over. You feel like you got burned. And we're talking about how to redirect it. What did we learn from it? And how is this working for me? Extracting the gold, walking away richer from it. So in this example, we're getting caught speeding, but then we're going to think through it carefully and look for 10 blessings to be grateful for from the mistake. Every blessing you find has magical power. So that is the homework today. Choosing the mistake, being honest about it, picking something that might still have a charge. It might make you feel cringe. It might make you judge yourself a bit. Maybe you wish that you handled it differently. So once you've thought of your mistake, you write it down. And No victim mentality here, no over ruminating, just simply write it down. This is what happened. That happened. And then find 10 blessings for it. 10 real things that you can be thankful for it. So in the example of speeding, you get your ticket. And here are some of the ways to be grateful for it. I'm grateful to the police for wanting to protect me from harming myself because, after all, that was all they were trying to do. I'm grateful to the police because, if I'm honest with myself, I was thinking about other things and I wasn't concentrating on the road. I'm grateful to the police because it was foolish to put myself at risk speeding with a tire that needed to be replaced. I'm grateful for the wake-up call. Being pulled over did affect me, and it will make me watch my speed and drive more carefully in the future. I'm grateful to the police because somehow I had a wild idea that I could speed without getting caught and without putting myself in danger. The seriousness of the police made me face the fact that I was putting both myself and others in serious danger. And on and on. She says, I would strongly urge you to take any mistakes you've made in your life that you still feel bad about, and in your own time, follow this magnificent and magical practice. Think about it. Think through one mistake. You have the power to bring many blessings. What else guarantees dividends like that? So, can you think about a mistake and turn it into a blessing? On New Year's Eve of this year, I went to a sweat lodge, and I love to go on First Nation land and just be in the presence of the Indigenous community and do the practices and follow the cultures and just the depth and the richness of the roots. Like, I love it. I never really, I'm from England. I've got my cool grandma that was a dancer, and but we never really followed these traditions. And I love that about cultures that are super strong and still have the practices and the language. So the cool thing about going to a sweat lodge is, you're in like a small hut and you kind of have to crawl to get in. And there are steaming hot coals in the center. Everyone piles in. There is literally no light. Okay. It is pitch black, like you're in a womb. That is the representation of it. It's like going into a womb, and when you come out, it's like a rebirth. So you're in this pitch black, and they've got, they're chanting, they're singing, we have instruments, shakers, drums, and we're all like super squished in. And then they start pouring water on the hot coals, and then the steam just literally engulfs you. The first time I went in, I was like, can I get out? I'm claustrophobic. I was so scared. I'm holding my friend's hand so tight. And one of the elders on the other side said, who said that? And I was kind of scared. I'm like, it was me. He said, you stay in here. Or like breathe through it. Or he said something to me, and I just kind of stayed in it. And then they tell stories, and they get really vulnerable, and they talk about mistakes. And in this particular sweat lodge, there was a van full of people that had just been incarcerated for making mistakes. And I truly believe that we can learn from our mistakes, and we can change, and we can find the blessings. And when you hear people speak about mistakes that they've made, and you hear like the tremble in their voice when they own up to it, when they wake up from it, when they find ways that it maybe redirected you or brought you closer to your faith or led you on a different path or raised you to a different standard. None of us are immune to mistakes. It's just the meaning that we give it and the ability to let go and move on. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Allowing your shoulders to relax, your jaw relaxed. Infusing your heart with love and gratitude for this day, for investing in yourself, in your healing, in your practice. Allow there to be silence and space. Breathe into it. Feet connected to the earth. Now I'd like you to bring forth a mistake that you made in the past, and simultaneously hold your hand in a fist and make it really, really tight as you are thinking about the mistake that you made. And you feel your hand tightening, and there's no blood going into your hand right now, and it's starting to feel uncomfortable as you're holding your hand tighter and tighter. And think about the mistake again. Bring it to your mind. See it in your mind. Hold your fist tighter. And now take a deep breath in. And slowly and gently start to open your hand. And as you open your hand, you feel relief. And allow your mistake to fade away along with the clenching of your hand, and release and let go. And now bring to mind something that this mistake taught you. Something that you can be grateful for. find the blessings. What did it wake up in you? How did it redirect you? Strengthen you? Keep finding things to be grateful for the mistake. And realize that this mistake doesn't define you. You take your power back and see your worthiness through it. There is no transformation without truth. And to own your mistake, own your journey, your story, is the bravest thing you will ever do. And it can set you free. Because we are not meant to be perfect. We are meant to live our lives, learn from our lives, and rise from it. Take another deep breath in. Feeling grateful for the lessons. Grateful for the strength within to take ownership and move past and truly leave it behind you. And just let that go. Bringing that sense of peace and freedom into your heart space. True acceptance of yourself. True love for yourself. And grace. Because if you really think about it, you are one of a kind. You are so special. And you're here for a reason. And it's not to be perfect. It's to get messy and learn and share and overcome and let go and expand. And just let that land within. And realize that everything is working out for you. Everything is working out for you. You're on the right track. And it gets to be good. Take another deep breath in and just let it go. Wiggle your fingers and toes and just release. Feel free to maybe lightly shake as you come back to the room and open your eyes. And just be. All right, 10 things we're grateful for and why. Boom, boom. All right, continue writing your list of 10 things you're grateful for and why to be grateful for the mistake. So it essentially just releases, erases, teaches, and that is a wonderful way to look at it. And it made me think of, forgive me if I don't know the exact details, but Albert Einstein. How many mistakes did he make as he is working on inventions? Like mistakes, right? But it's like every mistake is a lesson. I believe Steve Jobs talked about that too, not so much in terms of as a mistake, but to look at things as like stepping stones and redirections, especially for, say, entrepreneurs or people that work for themselves, or even if you're working at a job. And I tell my kids this all the time. When you start with something that you're creating or working on, or a path that you're inspired by, it's just so essential to not have to know the answers, all the answers, or how it will unfold, but to trust yourself and the journey and the lessons along the way. And an example that I can give, like Steve Jobs talks about it with, when he started to create, and he got into calligraphy in school, and he didn't know why he wanted to do calligraphy. He just did it for the sake of doing it. But then it turned out to be like the font on Apple or something. And same with my son. He has a YouTube channel for his rock climbing. And he's like, well, what's the point of this? Like, this isn't going to be my job. Like, why? I'm like, you create to create. And you don't worry about the outcome, or if that business endeavor was a mistake, or it's not exactly leading you to where you're supposed to go. You do it because you're called to do it, and you infuse your passion with it and allow it to take you to the next step. Nothing's a mistake. I'm looking right here, you guys, at these this little invention that I did. I'm trying to find ones with good affirmations, but they were called abundance wands. And it says, you are worth it. So I made these as a tool to help regulate your nervous system. And essentially, what I wanted was to be able to breathe with it. So you take in a deep breath as it's going up and down. And I wanted it to be like the perfect 5-second breath up and down. And I sold them. I sold like a number of them. And like, I would love to continue on with it. And I invested a lot of time into it. I got a website. I made meditations for it. I had to find the manufacturer and like the logo and everything. And now they're just sitting there. But I don't see it as a mistake. And maybe I'll circle back and have the brain capacity to sell them again. But it's just part of the journey. How many other ideas have we had that maybe we start and don't see through? And it's just all part of the process. Now, other mistakes, of course, can be hurting someone. And I think when we hurt people. And a lot of times it's just you're trying to protect yourself, right? So we do the best with what we have at the time to survive, being part of the tribe and whatnot, or goes far back. But it's not, it's just part of life. So forgiving and moving on, and then taking a deep breath and let life be light. Let it be easy. Let us soften and have fun and bring joy into the day, into our experiences, into our to-dos, and just keep going. Keep on going. So that wraps up our day today. We'll see you tomorrow and have the best day. And so long for now.